Welcome. Episode 20.
Yeah.
I do like the Deca numbers.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Lindsay.
Yeah.
On Between Us today, we have Megan and Taylor between us.
Hello, everyone.
Yo.
They are lovers.
I've been released from behind the camera.
Yes.
I am here.
They are lovers, co-workers, and
we are between
Friends.
us.
I don't know. I couldn't think of the third one. So
And
friends.
Cool.
So, quick shout out to our sponsor, Dreamers Club merch. It's not just clothing, it's clothing with a meaning, and it is definitely something super personal to us, but the message is universal, I believe. So, as you guys know, Rightly Royce was all about honoring our son, and now we've evolved that same passion that we had for Rightly Royce now into the suite of Why We Dream. The Dreamers Club is all about finding hope and meaning even after loss. So I am rocking the oversized Dreamer tee, and the material of this is awesome. Like, it literally, not just saying this because it's our merch, but it's become my favorite shirt to wear. Because the material's thick, it's really nice.
It's oversized though, so if you want to order, I would order a size down.
Yes, definitely. I agree with that. Maybe even 2 sizes down.
Yeah, it's very oversized.
So, but you definitely won't be disappointed with the fit. Like, it's really, really nice material. Plus, it's completely embroidered, which I love. Megan's also wearing the oversized tee, and the colors are also awesome. They're like almost like an acid wash or like a stone wash type of colors. So check it out. We also have Lindsay wearing the Dreamers crew neck.
Cute.
Probably can't see past Millie.
Very cute.
Look at Millie.
And then
Millie the
Taylor
model.
is rocking the Bereaved tee.
Bereaved.
The
Sorry.
rave.
And I love that t-shirt as well. That's also one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's my
The
fave.
back is so cute.
The back is awesome. So check it out. You can go to whywedream.com, or you can click the link in the description of this video if you'd like to check out the merch. So that's our sponsor for today's episode. Join the Dreamers Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a club. That's cool. So let's jump into it. Thanks for joining us first off.
We're ready.
Why don't you tell them just a quick overview of who you are? I know I gave a good summary that you're lovers and co-workers
That's
and
all.
friends.
That's it. That's
Is
all
that
there
it?
is to it.
Should
no,
we just move
no,
on?
I'm just kidding. We can.
No, give a little bit of a backstory. And again, is this the first time we've had
2 guests
a couple?
and a couple. Yes.
Yes. So, expect that in the future. Just as a side note, I think it's awesome to have other couples on. But yeah, tell them a little bit about yourself. Give a little brief summary.
You go ahead.
You
start
go.
us off.
This is starting off great.
I don't want to dominate the conversation. I want Meg to speak.
Also, if Taylor's voice sounds familiar, it's because he's usually behind the camera and talking into the microphone.
Yes, that's why I have my headphones on
Yes.
and the audio board right here.
Usually I'm sitting right there, just feet up, listening, laughing, agreeing in silence. But, okay, anyway. A little bit about me first before I share about me and Taylor.
Oh, okay. We're going way back.
So when I was 5, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, no. So I grew up in Price, Utah. It's a very small town. And then I moved to St. George, to Hawaii, and then I now live in Lehi, Utah. And I met Taylor a few years ago because this is way too long of a story, but I did pageants for a little while. for like a year or so. I'm not really a pageant girl, but I did them when it was a lot of fun. And then I met Taylor because he did the video production for that. So we met in June of 2021. Technically we met in March, but I like was so nervous that day I don't remember even what you look like.
We didn't like really meet.
Yeah,
it was
we
the
just,
media.
Like, we were just around each other.
It was like the media day for Miss Utah,
Yeah.
and everyone comes in and gets filmed.
Yeah. And I was so nervous because I was like, what am I even doing here? Like, I'm not a pageant girl. So I was so stressed. But anyway, so June of 21, we met and we're together-ish for like a year. Still seeing other people, but hanging out together.
I lived in Logan and Meg lived in St. George, so we
We're
were
just giving a recap. Okay.
we weren't necessarily seeing other people the whole time.
Oh,
we just
well,
weren't
sorry.
officially. Meg was seeing
no.
other people.
No, he was too. And then after a year, I moved to Hawaii, and then Taylor came to visit, and then we were just like, wait, we want to be together, and so I came home. So that's why I came home from Hawaii. And ever since then,
And I graduated and
I don't
moved
know.
back to Utah County. That's where I'm from. And Meg moved there too. So, yeah. And
Very cool.
And then I started working for Jaden. And then Meg started working for Jaden.
This recap of my life just turned into I tell the first half, and you told the second half,
Yeah.
and you're not from Price, though.
Oh, no, I'm from American Fork.
And you guys have a cat,
We have
We
a
have
cat.
a cat that we love so much.
Her name's Cookie.
Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
thought it
used
was
to-
Stormy.
They used to be Stormy,
That
but
was
Taylor,
her birth name.
that's her birth certificate name. But Taylor didn't
That's her
like
Christian name?
Yeah,
Okay.
Taylor didn't like. Her name is Stormy Cookie
Cat.
Cat.
But you call her Kitty. I feel like I
She
didn't.
has no last name
I
because
feel like I didn't know her name.
When we talk
Yeah.
about her, it's usually Kitty for some reason, but we only call her Cookie.
yeah, we call her Cookie now. But it used to be Stormy, like Kylie Jenner when she would say Stormy, you look like mommy baby. That's where I got it from.
And she's gray, so she looks like
Kylie
a
Jenner would say that to her girl. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
She's gray.
So
she looks like a storm cloud.
yeah.
But for some reason, she's just Cookie now.
Yeah. Like, you know, when you're just like, you like,
She's
I
a-
just got into like a phase of like being like kitty, cookie, pookie, like little things. And then somehow cookie just stuck after that little like pookie like phase of just like saying things like that. But yeah.
I know. I wonder, how did we pick Millie's name?
So she looks like a fox. So I went like online and just looked up a bunch of like fox, like famous foxes, and there was one really old cartoon, and I can't remember, it was like Millie and something, and so I stuck with Millie.
Millie is a cute name.
She was, because she was a stray, so when they gave her to us, they said her name was Bailey, but before that, the other vet she had gone to was Roxy, and I had a dog named Roxy growing up, so we changed it, and Millie just fits her.
Millie, yeah, she's definitely a Millie.
Millie girl.
Okay, well, since we know everything about you two,
That was everything you could know about us.
Yep.
why don't we play Would You Rather?
Okay.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll start off with an easy one. And I don't want you to just answer the Would You Rathers. I want you to dive deep into why you are picking that one.
Sure.
Okay, so first is, would you rather be the little or big spoon?
Honestly, I might want to be the big spoon. Because I would probably say big spoon because I, for some reason, cannot sleep with my knee. I know that I'm not alone, but like my kneecaps or like the insides of my knees touching hurts. So like all my life, I've slept with like a pillow between my legs or something,
Yeah.
or like a blanket. But like, so I hate that. So if I'm big spoon, then
you put your leg up.
my leg goes over and you become the barrier between my two kneecaps.
The extra big spoon, that's cool.
I'm like a fork. Kind of. I'm freaking all over.
More of a fork than a spoon.
Yes. I want to be the big fork. To answer your question, I would rather be the big fork.
Taylor?
I'm down with either. I feel like usually big, but sometimes I like
how
to
does that work?
Sometimes I like to be the little spoon.
I need to say something so
Okay.
unhinged right now.
Say it.
This joke, we might have to cut this out. But this joke we used to say in junior high all the time was, when spooning leads to forking, use condiments.
You said this in junior high?
I'm just kidding. If my parents ever see this, I did not know what condiments was referring to. But
Just
What about forking?
mustard
when
and
spooning leads to forking, use condiments. That's what we would say.
I've
you
never
heard
heard
it here
that.
first.
Hell
kids.
yeah.
Kids watching.
That's all the
Yes.
sex ed you need.
NSFW. That's all the sex ed you need.
You say both, but probably big spoon. Why?
I
You
don't
don't
know.
have to say big spoon just because you feel like you like.
But I feel like if we ever spoon in bed, I'm just big spoon.
I just said I was big fork over here, and you're a big spoon.
Well, I'm
too?
just trying to think of our
Yeah,
experience.
this is kind of a revelation actually into your relationship. Like,
But I sleep on my right side, so a lot of times Meg comes over and big spoons for a little while.
No, and that answers our question. But would you like? Are you sad that I'm always
yeah,
the
do you
big
like?
spoon?
I
Oh,
don't know. I'm not sad about anything. I think I would do either, but probably big, just because I'm the man.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that just because you're the man. You have to say what you want. Would you rather be? What is more comfy to you? Would you rather be the big or little spoon?
Big.
Okay,
okay.
answered. Question answered.
Lindsay.
Just thinking about it, I feel like big spoon is more comfortable.
Oh gosh. Really?
Although, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just nice to have my arm over. It kind of like
That seems backwards.
Yeah,
I feel like
but-
big spoon is by default less comfortable.
I think it's more comfortable because I'll kind of tuck my arm under Jaden's arm, so he holds my arm there, and it's more comfortable to me. I just get really hot, and I just feel like big spoon's less hot.
I feel like big spoon, you just get a face full of hair.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
But you,
say.
it's
You
just
know?
I'm like on your back
Like the
basically.
utility
Yeah.
is a little less.
Although me and
friendly.
Jaden used to literally sleep facing each other, like hugging.
Yeah, we did.
Damn,
We were
that's
like,
love.
what was that volcano that exploded?
Mount St. Helens?
No, that like froze people in time.
Pompeii.
Pompeii. We're like the Pompeii people.
They're like-
right before, you
Just
know, when they're like
sleeping,
embracing.
I've been there. It's crazy.
Oh, Pompeii.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was like, you been in Jaden's bed facing him hugging?
You've experienced this?
No, I have never done that before.
That is crazy. Like I just feel like like I said, the utility of Little Spoon, especially if you want to use your phone, is much easier. Because when you're big spoon, you kind of have to
That's true.
elevate your arm or something. But
if you're big spoon, you commit to the entertainment of little spoon for sure. Like whatever TikTok they're watching, there's no way you're getting. But I will say, little spoon is very, very comforting. Like just being
Yeah.
completely nestled up, just like having a human blanket. Just it's not preferred, but it is enjoyed at
Cool.
times.
So we're all in agreement then. So we got to give and take in relationships. So sometimes you're big fork, sometimes you're little spoon. So, okay, should we do the next one?
Yep.
Would you rather be surprised with flowers? Cute.
Oh.
Or takeout?
Meaning,
Flowers.
just
I
like,
probably bought myself food on the way home anyway, so
Yeah.
flowers.
Oh, flowers, Lindsay.
I'd rather take out.
I knew you were going to
I'm not
say
a-
that.
Not a flowers kind of gal. I just don't like to take care of them.
True, they do die fast,
Yeah.
and their flowers are expensive, but they're cute.
I know. I'm in this weird. I'd like to buy Lindsay flowers, and I know she appreciates them.
Yeah, I
so
do.
I'm like, should I still do it? Because she's like, oh, that's so sweet. Or do I just be like, she doesn't really like flowers, so like Lindsay would rather me come home with like a bag of licorice.
Yes, that would be amazing, actually.
What about both? What about bag of licorice and flowers?
Well, it just depends on how much trouble I'm in. Like.
We're gonna say it depends on how big of a hassle, like how much trouble it is to go get these things.
Well, yesterday I had to drive 40 minutes to drop something off and 40 minutes back because Jaden forgot something. And it was fine. I don't mind driving. But on the way home, he goes, I'll massage your feet. But Jaden, I don't think has ever given me a foot massage. So I was like, that is so random.
Did you do it?
Oh no, I'd rather
Jaden.
something else. I don't really care for foot
She's
massages
She didn't
either.
acknowledge it. She was just like, huh.
Well,
She's probably gaming. She's like,
I was driving and I was at a stoplight and Jade said stop texting and driving, so I didn't respond.
That a girl.
you're like, screw the foot massage. Get me Panda on your way home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting flowers.
Oh, well,
Aw,
that's nice. Well,
that's
but
really
are you gonna take care of them if I get you
Sure.
flowers? Are you sure?
Yeah, I like flowers.
Okay.
Essentially, flowers die after a few weeks anyway.
I just
but
I don't know. There's certain things that like bring me into reality. And what I mean, and it's funny, like my meditation today was all about this, where sometimes you just like, I'm just operating on this like subconscious mind, and like I can go through a whole day and be like, I feel like I didn't even like stop and like come to reality at all throughout that day. But like little things like that, like flowers, or there's like the Christmas tree for some reason. Like I'll just go and like look at the ornaments on the Christmas tree, and it like brings me into that moment.
You're touching grass.
yes,
What do you mean?
That's what they say.
like
Like online, if people are fighting in the comments or whatever, they'll be like, dude, you got to touch some grass.
Like you got to come
You
back.
got to come back, touch the grass.
get a
like
little
come back to
grounded.
earth. Yeah, like
Yes.
just like realize where you're at.
Yeah, and I feel like flowers is one of those things where like I can intently look at a flower and
That'd
smell
be
it. and-
a really good tattoo.
Yeah,
Touch the
Jaden.
grass.
Yeah. That
Touch
would
some
be
grass. Get it tattooed.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that tattoo?
Yeah, touch some grass.
Or smell the flowers.
That's my first tattoo.
Yeah.
Smell the flowers across his chest.
Maybe behind my ear.
Oh yeah.
Going
I
down.
like the neck tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next, would you rather?
We got him.
Far away from you.
It's okay.
Okay, would you rather I become, and this is obviously individual, would you rather I become best friends with my ex or best friends with yours?
Oh my gosh, that's
This
horrible.
is a good one. This a
Is
good
it
one.
though?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Say it again. Say it again.
Okay, would you rather so let's say Taylor.
Okay.
Okay.
I become best friends with
his ex
or
or your
ex.
ex. And this has to be your most recent ex. That look.
Do I have to answer?
Yeah.
Would you rather me be best friends with your ex or my ex if you had to
Well,
choose?
considering you met my last ex, I would say best friends with my ex before your ex.
And you've
Really?
met my ex
I
as
have
well.
also met your last ex.
Yep.
But
That
I would
would
rather
suck.
you be. I would rather you go through the pain and be friends with my ex
Okay.
than yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep, you answered it. Lindsay?
I don't know. I feel like Jane didn't really have any exes.
Yeah, Lindsay was my
So,
first kiss.
No,
at
that's
the
not true.
altar.
But I just feel like Jaden dated. He didn't really have serious girlfriends, so I almost feel like I'd rather be best friends with your ex.
Yeah, that's the right pick. Yeah, and you're right. Like, I feel like they were all just fun.
Yeah, like they're just
they weren't
friends
like-
anyway. And I feel like I already know like half his friends, so I feel like it'd be a better fit.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, Taylor?
Would I rather Meg be best friends with my
Your
ex
Yes.
or hers?
Or you be friends with her ex.
Wait. What?
Right?
No, I'm answering would I rather Meg be best friends with my ex or her own ex, right? Isn't that what the question is?
Okay, would you rather Meg be best friends with her ex or best friends with yours?
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Yep.
Well,
Just different.
I feel like it's the obvious answer would be the girl, like my ex, because I don't want her to hang out with her ex and be friends. You know?
Yeah, that would be odd.
So even though it's a tough call, I'd rather her be friends with my ex than be buddies with her ex, right?
Okay.
I feel like
I would not.
I feel like that's a fair answer though.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Like, you don't want me to be good friends with my ex. You'd rather me be homies with your ex because he's a dude.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're saying most people in general would just pick it based
Yeah,
off
like
of that.
if it was
Gender,
like
yeah.
you have to pick one of these or you die, then you'd probably pick boy being friend with boy or girl being friend with girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Like, you wouldn't want me to be like, hey, how's it going? Or we should get lunch today, you know? To
Yeah.
my ex. You'd
Yeah.
rather me say that to your
It's
ex.
wrong intention. But it's better if it's girls.
Yes.
Girls.
Yeah, like I'd much rather you
Guys.
hit up my ex and be like, hey, let's go to the movie, let's go to the bar, than do that with your ex. That I'd be like, what the fuck? You're gonna go hang out with him?
Yeah, that's true.
If you were hanging out with my ex, I'd be like, that's weird, but I mean, yeah, I guess you have to because you have to pick. So
Because it's life or death.
yeah, because we're life or death right now.
Okay, next one is: would you rather receive a sexy message or
Like, what are we?
Can I get an example, please?
maybe like
A text?
Like a text or a photo?
a nudie's always good, so maybe we could go that.
So Jake doesn't have to answer because he just shared his answer already.
Or you haven't even heard the other side.
Or
Holy shit.
A sexy message. You can interpret that however you want. Okay. Or
I just send a letter.
a handwritten love note.
I feel like this question isn't fair.
Why?
I don't know. I need to think though for
Not fair. Who is it unfair to?
like the levels of the things. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Okay, just you go first this time. Let me think.
I get emotional when I get a note written to me.
Okay.
So I really like notes, even if they're small.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh,
But I do love those messages.
but I do love.
So which one are you picking?
I don't know. If I could only have
Let's
one
say for the rest of your
for
life,
the rest of
one
my
or the
life,
other.
notes.
Mine's probably notes too.
I get
honestly.
emotional.
Oh, you two are so perfect for each other. That's so sweet.
What about you guys?
I was almost.
I would actually probably like notes as well.
You guys can say nudies. It's okay.
Well-
Even though we said notes, it's okay if you both come out swinging
Well, I
with
think
nudes.
I feel like nudes and like sexy texts aren't as like. I mean, they're like
They're
just
fun.
fun, but like notes are more like help you feel loved. I guess you could say.
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
I definitely remember the more in like
Right.
more tender things more than like the like those just like they hit for a second and then they're just like
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
You know, but those other notes hit forever and they stay.
More
with
than
you.
a text that says, hey, baby, I'm on my
I
way
can't wait to
home.
see you.
You want a foot massage, girl?
I'm on my way home to give you what you deserve.
With a picture of me like,
Stop painting the picture. No one wants to see this picture painted of freaking nudies between the four of us. Not between the four of us.
we're going to start a GM.
There's a swinging population in Utah.
There is.
Yes.
We are in the land of swingage.
The Holy Land.
The Holy
All
Land.
right, next one.
Anywho, I'm sweaty after that one. Frick.
Okay, the next would you rather? Would you rather your partner outlive you or you outlive your partner?
I want to die first. For sure.
Same.
Or at the same time.
Taylor?
I don't know. I'm probably good either way. I mean, I don't want Meg to be sad without me if I died, but
That's a good point, actually.
I don't want Meg.
That's
I
what
feel
I
like
thought of.
I would handle it better. I feel. That's fair to say.
That's not where I thought you were going.
I just feel like Meg would do really poor if I died right now, you know? I'm bereaved. And so I've been through it
I'm dreaming still.
I've been through it, and I feel like I could navigate it better, and I don't want
That's
Meg
true.
to suffer. But if we're like 90, then it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
At that point, I feel like you're like, please just let me go.
Do you agree? Don't you think you'd
that
have a
makes
harder
more
time?
sense. I just initially thought, just let me go first. But
yeah,
that would.
I feel like I would be able to
But I do agree that you could handle it better.
Yeah, I thought of that. As I was planning out this episode, I was just thinking about it, beforehand. And it's like two parts. I feel like if I died, Lindsay wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I would need
a death book with all the instructions.
literally,
Yes.
I would be lost. I'd be like, I don't know what's what. I don't know what bills to
Like, we
pay.
need a
I don't
very
know
good
what
estate planner
passwords.
to help her.
Yeah.
You know the Wi-Fi password,
I
though.
know
That's
the Wi-
good.
that's all.
And
That's
Jaden
all I
does
know.
not know the
Yeah, Jaden
Wi-Fi
does not.
password.
Like, I don't know if
So-
Lindsay has logins to anything.
No. So I'd be in trouble.
So I feel like as far as like difficulty of like the logistics, I don't know why I keep coming back to the logistics.
You're a logistics
With little
guy.
spoon and
You-
now.
I'm a big logistics
You
guy.
sit at
What
the
can I say?
restaurant with your friends and talk about logistics and business.
Yeah, I just feel like I would, but emotionally, I feel like if Lindsay died, I don't even like saying that.
Yeah, I feel like emotionally, Jaden would
I
probably.
would not be able to
You're right.
function. I
Yeah.
don't think.
I think I am
So you want to die first is your answer.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
You just have to make
Just
an
write
estate
down all the
plan.
passwords after this, and then you can pick.
No, we literally have talked about this. Like, we're gonna put together a death book that says, "Here's where we've stored the money."
We're gonna keep that just so that we can
Where are
make
we
sure
gonna
it's
store the money?
we're gonna keep that secret
All the
book just in
passwords
case.
and stuff.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. I feel like I don't know. I want to die. I picked. I just don't think I could go on. Like, Lindsay would be able to, like, yeah, she might not be able to pay her bills, and
Yeah, but I would have. I feel like, as sad as it is, I feel like I've gone through it a couple times where I feel like I'm just a little bit more numb, I guess you could say.
oh,
But obviously,
numb, you
I'm
can
not
just
numb.
navigate
Like
it.
I just know how it feels multiple times
well, we're
now.
just different
Yeah.
emotionally, right? Like,
yeah.
I
Like you take, like I feel like I detach more, and so then that's like a coping mechanism, and so I feel like that's a way I would just cope with it,
yeah, and I feel like I'm like the hills and valleys,
Right. Yeah.
where like I don't know, I would just go to Elon Musk and be like, put that chip in my brain and turn me into a robot.
Yeah. I feel like what you were saying, though, before Elon came into the picture was, like, Taylor, I feel like, feels the same way. Like, he's dealt with, like, really hard things and, like, could do it when I'm, like, I couldn't even imagine, like, I, like, can't even fathom what that would be like. Like, I've never had such a deep, like, hard, not once, but twice, multiple times, like you just said. Like, so I would be, like, freaking so lost because...
Lost in the sauce, even.
Absolutely lost because I've never had that in my life besides like grandparents, and that's always hard, but it's
Right.
nothing like your like closest people, younger people, family,
Yeah.
siblings that are really close to you. Like that's nothing like grandparents. So it would definitely be my first ginormous like trial in life.
I know. But happily for all of us, we're going to have a notebook ending.
We're all
Yes.
you
Notebook.
know?
We're all gonna die holding hands. All
Yes.
four of us.
Yeah.
Notebook ending, that sounds sad. He can't remember.
Oh, that's
she
right.
can't
She can't
remember.
remember. She has
Oh, I
Alzheimer's.
don't okay, not that.
Wow,
I'm
you guys
not
just
gonna do
spoiled the
that.
whole movie.
Oh.
It came out like 20 years
Yeah.
ago. We are past the statute of
Once a
limitations.
podcast, there's like a spoiler.
If you
alert,
haven't
and it
seen
The
just
Notebook
had to
by
be
now.
there with the Notebook.
If you haven't seen The Notebook by now, it's time.
I didn't put this on here, but I think I want to ask it. It doesn't even have to do with couples, but would you rather be at the beginning of Earth or see the beginning of Earth or see the end of Earth?
By beginning, do you mean like the Big Bang when there
Like
was
you'll
nobody
know
here?
whether it was the Big Bang
Oh,
or the big guy.
or how it
I
ends.
think I'd rather see the end. Just
Yeah.
because everything's so crazy to me about technology and how things are developing. It would just be so cool to see how far humans got when the world did.
Just Earth, or what if they go to Mars? Am I seeing that?
I
Is
mean,
that
just
the
like
end?
our species, you know.
I don't know. If we
I think mine would
terraform
be
Mars, then the
beginning.
human race continues.
Yeah. But I
I
think
would
mine
want-
would be the beginning because it would answer a lot.
But then do you get to come back with those answers, or
Yeah.
are you just seeing it? Okay, so I can go to the end and see, okay, this is how it ends, and then I come back?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see the end.
Yeah, I'd rather see the end too. 'Cause I feel like that's
Really?
what I wonder all the time is how.
The
It
problem with
ends.
seeing the beginning is you'd come back and try to tell people that you know because you saw, and you're just like, trust me, bro. I know.
But I
where
think
it
that'd be
started.
either way.
Well, the future, yeah, sure.
But what would be crazy is like you decide, okay, I want to see the end, and it's like next month.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But seeing the future
You
would
come back
actually
and
be
you're
cool.
like, guys, get your shit together.
Yeah.
We're ending soon.
If I can spend a little time there, I would like Back to the Future, fill my brain with knowledge of what's going to happen so I can like sports bet or
Yeah, capitalize on it.
or
You go
like
straight to
see
sports betting.
well that's what happens in Back to the Future too. And
I would go like travel or something. crazy.
and also you can find out which inventions came out and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to steal that and I'm going to make it my own
Yeah,
so I can make money."
logistics.
The logistics. Give me them
It always
logistics.
goes back.
I
Cool.
can't.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I
That was
like
fun.
that. Yeah, I tried to Google some good would you rather's, and a lot of them were weird, so I spared you guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Those were like the most vanilla ones they had, just so you know.
Perfect.
Okay, I want to do a segment called In the News.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a freaking crazy story that I heard about that I can't stop thinking about. Okay?
Okay.
And it's about a pastor running a crypto scam.
Nice.
Okay? So Ellie Regalado.
knows?
Regalado
It's
told
me.
online
It's Amaya.
followers in 2022 that God had told him to create INDX coin, a cryptocurrency. Okay? So within 1 year, people bought $3 million to $4 million worth of the coins.
Hell yeah.
How? Can I just... How do these people...
They didn't think about the logistics.
It's like they
Stop.
forgot the logistics, and I think the saying's true. Like, a fool is born every minute. Like, it's just crazy to me that people get tricked so easily.
That's why they're scammers, because they know they'll get somebody and they'll
I
make
know,
money
it's just
off of
crazy
it.
to me. You know how much money that is? 3 to 4 million. That's a lot of
That
money.
is so much.
Here's the best part. At least $1.3 million of that went directly to the regalados who spent it on a Range Rover, jewelry, luxury handbags, cosmetic, dentistry. They got some new teeth
Okay.
out of it.
I wish that was
Home
me.
renovations. They had this, ocean view home that they just renovated. Turned into this beautiful home. And according to the lawsuit, let's see, they closed down the Kingdom Wealth Exchange in November, leaving coin buyers unable to trade or sell. So they did what's called a rug pull, right? And there's a couple ways you can do that. There's you either sell, you hold majority of the coins and you sell them, making them worthless, or the coin just becomes inusable, right? Like, and that's what they did, is they pretty much created the platform, everyone bought them, and then they said, oh, it's broken, you can't trade or sell, shut it down. But they still have that money, right? So then obviously, the Attorney General caught wind of this, and they ended up freezing their banks, crypto wallets, even Venmo accounts were seized.
Damn.
Like, they came in and seized a lot of it, right? But what's sad is majority of that money, and he even admitted it's gone. Mm-hmm. Right? It's in a Range Rover, it's in jewelry. I don't know if they can repo teeth.
Just pull your teeth out.
You're just left with toothpicks because you got mirrors.
Yes. So, what did he do? what any good pastor would do. He got on YouTube and did an apology video.
Good. That fixes everything,
Oh
you know?
gosh.
And in the 7-minute video, which has since been deleted, I don't
Damn
think
it.
Dang.
It's out there somewhere still.
The
Yeah.
response was what he was hoping, but he starts the video by saying, so yes, the charges are that Caitlyn, must be his wife, and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. It's how he starts it. So
That's better than most people. Some
Yeah.
people just
you do
deny,
have to
deny,
respect
deny.
the, like, yeah, we did it, right?
He's an
That's a
honest
good
man of
pastor.
God right there.
That's a good pastor.
And
coming
but he
clean.
said, out of all of it, though, $500,000 went to the IRS, so you can sleep at night knowing that they at least paid
Well,
their
it wouldn't
taxes
have gone
on
to the
it.
IRS if they didn't do it in the
Right.
first place.
And he said, yes, a few $100,000 went to a home remodel, but the Lord told us to do it.
No.
God told me to do this to my house.
God said, let there be a renovation.
God said, let there be a pool.
And then he describes as that God is the one who told him to create the cryptocurrency. And that even though the cryptocurrency turned out to be a scam, that God still told him to create it. Okay? So he recalls that, you know, he's like, it's funny because you can even see he's like having a little faith crisis.
Why did God tell me to do this?
Yeah, he's like, I just don't get it.
In the video, he
Yes, God told me to do this. What happened? You know? And he said, I said, Lord, I don't want to do this.
Your accent.
I don't know how he became Southern when he's Italian. I don't even know if he's Italian, but I told him I don't want to do this. Right? And I don't know how to do this. He said, I don't have experience in the industry. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be caught up in something. And he said, one of two things have happened. Either I misunderstood God, or every one of you who prayed and came in did as well, or God is still not done with this project. So then he goes on to say he believes that God is telling him to continue
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, jeez.
with this cryptocurrency and to make it work because there is no clear exit for those that bought.
Sounds
he's
like the early days of polygamy, to be honest with you.
And the bank?
yeah.
Oh gosh, are you talking church stuff?
I'm not going
I mean,
anywhere.
there's
I'm just
parallels,
saying
that's
there's
all
some
I'm saying.
parallels here. God told me to do it.
I just don't think it should be legal to say that you speak for God. I know there's
Interesting.
freedom of religion, but people use that to get to people's emotions, and
Yeah.
then
And their
people
money.
believe them. They're like, oh, well, God told me to do this, so I need to do this. And this pastor speaks to
Yes.
God, and so I need to do this.
And what's crazy is it seems like his congregation is like, let's go.
We're all in.
Yeah, because he ends the video by saying, God is not done with this project. God is not done with INDX coin.
Oh my goodness
He said,
gracious.
join us, believe, and receive everything that God has said about this project.
So
That's
can
crazy.
people still buy it or no?
No. No, not now that the government stepped in. I mean, up to that point, yeah, they were still taking money, knowing that people wouldn't be able to trade or sell it.
Yeah. Maybe they could just put disclaimers on like revelations. This
Yeah.
is a revelation that I received. It could be true, could be not.
Well, I feel like you should be able to receive inspiration like, I felt the urge to bring you dinner tonight, so here I am bringing you dinner. It doesn't need to be the urge to start this Bitcoin
Yeah.
and do all this crazy stuff and steal thousands and remodel your home. Like, that seems like, I mean, if God has a hand in it, I feel like he's going to say, check on your neighbor, check on their, all their things, or like, small acts of service instead of stealing from your whole church, essentially.
Yeah. And it was just crazy because I actually watched the video of
Before
the
it
pastor.
got taken down? Or-
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And it was just crazy to see him like still trying to say like it was weird because he was going back and forth. He kind of be like, yeah, maybe I misunderstood God, but no, God promised great things in this project. You know.
Have you guys seen the Twin Flame documentary?
Mm-mm.
No, but I will watch it. I love documentaries.
Yeah, it's about these like they're still in practice or whatever you call it, but there's this couple that started this religion and it's called Twin Flame something, I can't remember, but the whole premise is you find your twin flame and that's how you like find joy is like you, but like they were having a hard time getting men to join, so they just started telling them like, oh well, your spirit is actually male. So they would like tell these women that they were actually more masculine. So then these women who had never really felt like they were masculine, they were transitioning, which is fine if that's like your choice. But these guys were telling them like, you need to transition. You're actually a male. And so then
That's crazy.
So then these people would transition.
That is insane.
Yeah, because it was still the same idea. It was like you couldn't have two feminine people. You had to have one masculine, one feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't down for the.
No.
You're coming off as a little more masculine, so
Right. Yes, exactly.
Hold
God
still, I'm getting. Yep.
wants
It's
you
coming
to-
to me.
Yeah, like
Transition.
oh yeah, you need to be a
Like-
guy. So
That
it's just
is
crazy the
crazy.
things that people can manipulate other people to do
Yeah.
in the name of God.
Yeah.
And that's more why I thought this would be interesting because, yeah, like the manipulation is just crazy. And the fact that they can like amass so many people, even amongst so much like us, we're like, what the heck? Like, how'd they fall for this, you know? But they just become so enamored.
Enamored.
That's cool. Enamored,
Could you-
or like, I don't know. It just seems like, yeah. So I'm just, yeah, it'll be interesting to see like if they'll actually go to jail or if it's just going to be like, oh, you got to pay this money over time or what,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I
So-
feel like younger me could be convinced of a lot though too. Like, not that these people are all kids, but because of depending on your mindset of like how much trust you have in something, I feel like that really like obviously they trust this like in relation or in religion areas, like you trust so much in something. But as a kid, I was the same way. I trusted so much and like it's almost like that trust just plows through
Right.
everything else and like that's it. You trust and you just go for it. And obviously mine as a kid was a lot different than this whole I mean, I'm similar I guess to the situation, but like
Well,
I feel like that's how they are. They're just like we
Yeah.
will freaking do anything. We trust, you know, and same thing with these
Yeah.
religions, like they convince themselves that's true and somehow they can convince others that like as long as they trust, everything will work out and be good.
Yeah,
And
Utah's the fraud capital. I don't know if it's of the world or just of the United States, but it's like number one because people are so trusting here because of how religious it is, you know. And if you're in the same religion, you're willing, or if they're like a leader, you're willing to trust them. And if they ask you to like put money into something, people will do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because there's like also the most in my class I learned a few years ago that there's like the most Ponzi
Yeah,
is that how you say
Ponzi
it?
schemes.
Ponzi schemes here too. And it's just like religion, money, all of it is just freaking circulating all over the state all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. There's this couple. We grew up near them, or their house was, you know, a couple blocks from us growing up, and they built up a nice retirement fund and were able to retire. Right, you've won the game, you've beat it. But then I believe it was his brother or someone in the family was like, "Dude, I gave this guy 10,000 and I've already gotten back 20,000." Right? So they were like, well, let's just give him a little bit and see what happens. So they give this guy, you know, 5,000 and they get 10,000 back. They doubled their money, right? So they were like, this is the greatest investment ever, right? And so they were about to go serve a church mission together as, do they call them elderly couples anymore? Or
Senior couples.
Yeah.
Right? And they were going, I believe, to Japan. And they go to Japan, and all of a sudden they get a call, and what they had done is they had taken out their entire retirement and given it to this guy as an investment.
No.
And all of a sudden they get a call, and I believe it was like a federal agent that was like, we're so sorry to tell you, but you were involved in a Ponzi scheme and your money's all gone.
Oh.
Whoa.
So they had to come home,
Sell their house, sell everything.
Sell everything that they owned to just try to, I think, recuperate some money, right?
That would be so hard,
Oh
as
my gosh.
especially as
Imagine
an
you
old,
retire.
right? But like, at least if you fall for it when you're younger, like at least you have family members. I feel like your parents or somebody more financially stable can help you out. But like if you're older and that's like your life savings that you saved up is gone, it's like what do you fall back on at that point?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That sucks.
And it's so
So
that like
bad.
talk about just you're nearing towards the end of your life, just absolutely taking the wind out of your sails.
Yeah.
Like you have been going strong for obviously 50 plus years, and then that happens. Like that is
Terrible.
and they're just involved in good church things, not this church situation, but they're just trying to do good things.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yep. So, I thought it'd be interesting to talk. So you guys have been dating, you said, a couple of years, right? Me and Lindsay have been dating for 12 years.
Dating, yes.
This is
Why
my
you go
girlfriend.
dating?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine. I like that.
Because you're married.
Oh, yeah.
No, and you should date forever.
Yeah, we've been
We-
dating for 12 years.
We've been acquaintances.
Yeah.
That's worse. That's
I
worse.
don't know what you guys want me to say. Yeah, 12 years. So, what is one piece of advice, since we're so seasoned?
Yeah, give us some advice.
You
the,
know,
the true lovebirds.
We've been worn down like a good leather.
Whoa.
Like, what would be something you guys would want to ask someone knowing 12 years? Let me remind you.
Oh, we have to
12
ask you?
years.
Yes.
Oh, dang. I thought you
Yes.
guys were going to ask. I thought you were just freely giving
No,
some
what
advice.
would you like to know? Knowing that 12 years,
12 years.
me and Lindsay, for some reason, still like to do little spoon, big spoon.
A little spoon, big fork. I mean, there's lots that I could ask.
12
because,
years worth.
Yeah, 12 years of boyfriend, girlfriend situations. I feel like I slowly pick up on a lot. I need you to really come through for me right now.
Step
I
up,
like
Taylor.
slowly listen to everything you say that we also agree with. Like,
I can't really think of advice that I would want. I mean, side note, so even though Meg and I are dating, we started going to therapy together to try to just build a really solid,
Strong.
good relationship. And we actually had therapy this morning.
yeah, funny enough.
Yes.
So,
And we
what a
told
long
our
day.
therapist, we're going on a podcast today. She's all, oh, that'll be interesting.
Like, great.
What
What
we're
a great
doing,
day.
it was a great therapy session. So yeah, we get a lot of advice there, but I'm just trying to think like,
So you're saying our advice isn't on par with your...
no.
Therapist.
I just don't necessarily have any burning questions in my heart right now, but I don't know. I think,
Oh, I have one.
okay, go ahead.
I know that I feel like we've kind of asked you, but maybe you could elaborate a little bit more. Like, obviously, Taylor and I work together, and you and Lindsay spent a lot of time together doing Riley Royce. Like, how was that? Because you two are obviously people who enjoy being around each other. Taylor and I are also the same, but like, that doesn't mean that there aren't hard times being around each other constantly.
Right.
Like, how did you? I know we've kind of asked you before, but like, is there any like specific stories you could say, like, or like things you had to do at times, or like what's like a good tip of working, kind of figuring out, because we work together, that time together, quality time, and just like alone time.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that is a good
job.
question.
Great job. I was getting nervous.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, just cut this.
We
cut
just
it
needed
out.
a second. You put us on
Yeah.
the spot. We
I
had to
just
think
needed
of,
a sec.
I had to dive in.
I asked you guys questions. I always ask Lindsay. I'm like, how are you just like so chill? I feel like I'm always getting tips from Lindsay asking her stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
Sorry, I keep kicking you.
I'm just built different.
What's that
We
mean?
asked him for advice. He's
He's
like,
like,
I'm just built
just the
different.
way I
You
am.
can try, but you won't match.
That
Sure.
was facetious. But like in a weird way, I can be with Lindsay every second of the remaining seconds of my life. You know?
Aw.
And I understand that a lot of people, that's just not what they want, right? Like Lindsay probably doesn't want
But it's
that.
not bad that that you don't want it. Like,
No, not at all. No, I think I'm the weirdo. You know, like I think most people would be like, I like my breaks. I like the separation a little bit. You know, something just happened in my head, and that's how I am. But there were times when we did rightly Royce where the separation of us being married and being business owners together would overlap. And that caused a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and usually it wouldn't, like, it's not like every day, but it would like almost build to a point where then it would overlap and then it would turn into this big mess. Right? Where all of a sudden we're arguing and I'm talking to Lindsay like
I'm an employee.
she's an employee, right? And it's like, why didn't you get that done yesterday?
because you almost have this deeper level of being able to speak to them in a way like when we're at work. If Meg was just my coworker, I wouldn't be like, hey, can you edit this for me? You know,
you can use me as an example because
No,
I would
that
never
doesn't-
speak to Harry and Emma the way that I'm like, I've been waiting for this video
Yeah,
for
like
like
when
2
we're at
hours.
home.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think, yeah, separating the two is like so important, right? And we made the huge mistake, especially in year 1 and 2 of running Rightly Royce, where our time together was Rightly Royce in a way, which I think was a mistake. Like we didn't go on any vacations. We didn't do dates. Like it was just like, we're good because we're working together. And that, looking back, I think that was a big mistake. Like we needed to set aside time where we're a couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not working, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree with that because I feel like we were just constantly working. Like if at any time of the day, if I had orders coming in, I was making jewelry, or if Jaden would work all day on whatever, because we just did. And so I just feel like we didn't really separate anything. But and I am one of those people that really likes my alone time. And so Jaden would go to his brother's or he likes to be with people. So he would go hang out with other people and I would just hang out by myself. And I felt like that was something, that was fine. I enjoy just sitting and watching TV by myself.
Yeah.
You're like, by alone time.
Yeah.
My zen
Yes.
is watching
Right.
Housewives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's like, I'm much better now at recognizing my mood. Like I would get frustrated easily back when we were first married or whatever. And like my anxiousness towards Lindsay was like crazy. Like it's embarrassing looking back. Like I wanted to like fix everything she did, like she would do something. I'd be like, gotta fix that, and it would drive me crazy. And like, I just had a lot of like anxiety towards her. Right. And eventually just got to the point where I was like, back to reality. I touched
Grass.
I touched the grass and it was like, holy crap, Lindsay's a different person than me. And it was
I feel
like,
like sometimes I am Jaden so much that I hear him start talking. I'm like, damn. Like, I love that I can relate, but like hearing you say it, it's crazy. But like, I feel like I am you sometimes.
that's good that I'm
just-
relatable, not just weird.
Because Lindsay like talks about just like really needing her alone time, and I'm just like, oh, Taylor's probably like really agreeing with that right now. Taylor's probably like really relating to that.
Yeah, I mean, you're
it's
saying
good. I know.
you're saying a lot of the things, conversations we've had together, and because I do. Well, yeah. Keep in mind, Meg moved here without knowing people up here and stuff, and so her life is almost, at least in the beginning, was like, okay, Taylor's friends, Taylor's family. This is what we're doing.
I mean, we can
and
say
so,
I essentially moved into his whole life,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
moved around all of his friends, his old stomping grounds. I moved into his life.
And so her life has a lot been, like, we're just doing what you've always done.
Yes.
And so that's something we've been trying to figure out, is like, who is Meg? Who is Meg going to be?
Yes.
Who is she? And I think it's been great so far. And
But I just also have to say it has been really weird for me because all of my life I feel like I have always had my own thing. Like, I lived in a small town, like everyone knew me, I knew them, like I had my own thing, my own little circle. Then I moved to St. George and made a ton of friends, like picked up some other hobbies. I had my circle, moved out to Hawaii, had my friends. So then it was just weird. I don't know if I just kind of like I just attached to your life that was right there, but like that has been kind of hard to be like, okay, I don't need to. Because I do start doing the same things, like obsessing over what are you doing, who are you with, why are you doing it that way, why are you saying this, like why aren't you hanging out with me every single night, why do you have 10 friends, like what is that, which sounds really crazy, but when I hear you talk about it, I'm like, yeah, like I was just like that, like.
Yeah, it was eye-opening, like, to realize that, like, obviously I knew she was a different person, but like coming to grips of like Lindsay will never do things the way that I do things.
I think on multiple occasions I've probably said the world does not revolve around you.
Whoa! Why are we bringing the skeletons out?
Trevor,
Jaden,
if you're watching
world.
this, do not look at that toxic face. The therapist is just like, wow, she didn't learn anything, but I tried to help him.
Yes. Okay. But then the grass was touched.
It was.
He went out and just...
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. We're fine.
And I feel like now, like, it's so much better. Honestly,
It's getting better. I'm still not perfect, but like
Like Lindsay does her bunko now.
Yeah, I do bunko. It's so fun.
And yeah, and it's just nice to not like, it's honestly been more probably beneficial for my like happiness coming to that like realization, because I'm able to just let Lindsay be who Lindsay is, and that's been really freeing for me, right? And so yeah, I think you guys are like, what you said, 2 years?
Yeah, officially coming up on it,
2
but
years,
we've been like
we were
talking
together
and
for
stuff
like 3 years.
And you're doing all the right things, like you said, like you're already going to couples therapy.
Yeah, which I
right?
want to note on that real quick. I was just chatting with my friend the other day, and he was like, do you like? Is it weird that you're going to therapy already? Like, you're not even married. And that kind of made me step back. I was like, is it? And then I was like, no, and we were having an open conversation about it. I was like, no, I honestly feel great about it, because he's never been to therapy personally, and I have. And so, and that did help me a lot. And so I just told him, like, no, honestly, it's great. Like,
I mean, my friend said the exact same thing to me. And
sometimes,
I was like, no, I didn't even have to think for a second. I'm like, no, I wish that I had been going to therapy since I could talk. Like,
Yeah.
I wish
It
that,
is.
like...
It is awesome. And if you are one of those people that, just because you're dating, but you're deep into dating and you're like, we can't communicate, because I was a communications major, and, and felt like I was a good communicator. And Meg, I think, didn't feel like she was as much, because I'm like 4 years older than her. But then I realized recently that, like, no, I'm not in a relationship. I was raised in a single parent household with my sister, with my mom. I didn't see a lot of that. My sister and I got along very well, so my communication in arguments isn't as great. And Meg had a bunch of siblings and had that opportunity to, argue, which is good, like, to get that experience. And so that's been a huge help, at least for me, to feel like I can get things out almost with a mediator, but building upon that, so that the next time we argue, it makes it better, so that we can communicate better and say how we're feeling. And just navigate it better. So
Yeah.
I almost feel like it would be better if everyone just went to therapy when they start dating, like seriously, because everyone's raised so differently and you kind of have to get used to the way other people live, you know, and then if something bugs you, it's not really like it's the way they were raised probably, and that's just how they are, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like it'd be smart to go to therapy when you start dating, just so that you could start off and know how to like navigate disagreements and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you can decide things sooner rather than later. Like, do I want to deal with this? Do I want to put up this? No.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2 years less of my life that I wasted trying to figure it out, you know,
Right.
for however long you
Yeah.
like try to figure out a
Yep.
subject.
No, I think this is like, that was very profound of you just saying, like, even if you're dating, don't be scared to go to couples therapy.
Yeah.
Because I think every couple right now, especially if you're not married, it could benefit from it. So
yeah, it's awesome. It's very helpful, and it can be very hard, but it's really helpful and just good to be able to talk with someone else there rather than, and it's okay to go talk to, you know, like I just told Meg, I've been talking to my dad a little bit to get advice. He's been married 3 times and
so he's experienced.
He's
Yeah.
experienced and
He's a therapist himself.
and that can come off as a little alarming, like, oh, what are you talking to your dad about? That's an instant reaction. But then when you're there together talking with someone who is paid to help you, they don't have any skin in the game, if you will, but they can just help you talk better. And not only that, but build it to be better so that you don't have to hopefully have a therapist there forever. You can just build that ability to communicate better.
Yeah. Love it. That was awesome. I don't even know where we began.
I asked a question.
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
For advice.
That's awesome. Okay, should we jump to submissions?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a light one. It's quick and easy, but
I want the heavy hitters.
I know. I'm sure they do too, but
I'm sure we could make it a heavy hitter if,
all right,
if we
let's see
argue
what
hard
you
enough.
can do with it. Okay, what's a little thing in your relationship that you really love? The settle our debate section is still my favorite, but I want to hear something you love about each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I think they're asking more like, what's just a little like thing that the other person does that you've noticed that you're like, I love that. So, while you're thinking,
Yeah, go first while we're thinking.
go ahead, Lindsay.
oh, you're gonna put me on the spot. You've had like all day to think about this.
What do you mean?
You planned this thing.
I know, but I forgot to think about
Okay.
this one.
Well, I feel like Jaden is very good at making sure, like it's a small thing, but he just makes sure that I'm okay, you know? Like he'll make me a shake in the morning, he'll make me an egg, he'll make sure I ate. Like if I don't eat, he's like very like, you need to eat something, you know? I just feel like he's just very aware of me and is constantly just making sure that I'm doing well.
That's really cute.
Oh,
Jaden, you might
Good
need a
on ya.
moment. That was really tender.
you always. I should go first. I don't know why I keep making the
He's
same
like, damn, I was going to
mistake.
say I love when you make HelloFresh at 5
Yeah.
o'clock on the dot every day.
Cool. Do you guys have one ready in the chamber?
Jaden's turn.
Jaden's turn.
My turn? Okay. Which one am I going to pick? You know?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, which one?
I think one of the things I'm most grateful for. This is going to sound bad.
Okay.
I can give
Let's
her a
hear
hug
it.
since you're so far if you need to pass some.
Is that you don't go there with me when I'm frustrated. It's what I love
Yeah.
about you. And I think we've talked about this before. It's like when I'm feeling all anxious and like crazy, you know, like I'm grateful that Lindsay doesn't match that energy with me, because if she did, it'd be catastrophic, you know, with our relationship, I feel like. But I love that you're just like a solid rock in the in our relationship, I would say.
Thanks.
Is that a good one?
Yeah,
That's
Is
a
that
really
weird?
good one. No,
I like
I that is great.
I know.
Yeah, my heart's kind of freaking beating fast. These are just very powerful
I
phrases.
know. Sorry, we got deep.
Frick, those were really good.
I have one.
Yes. Let's
So,
go.
I'm not gonna steal. Just want to touch on. There are a lot of things. Meg does a lot of the same. Not necessarily making sure I'm okay, but just doing so many nice things for me. She goes on little shopping. Like when she worked at Sport Clips, there was a Marshalls right there, and she'd be like, "I got you this shirt."
Oh, that's
You know, I
He
love
didn't, he
that.
didn't
So
really like the
sweet.
shirt sometimes, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's
So
cute,
Meg does do a
though.
lot of sweet things like that for me. But something lately that I've really loved and appreciated is, so Meg, in their house, they didn't really like watch movies or talk about pop culture or, you know, whatever it was. Like they didn't watch Harry Potter. And so I have, in our relationship, just told Meg, like, there are so many good movies, shows, books that have shaped me almost, like that helped me through things, or just I would watch and loved. And so she doesn't necessarily love fantasy, but she knows that I love it. And I've told her it would mean a lot to me if you like gave this a chance. If you, and we started light. We started with a lot of older movies, you know, like Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption.
And I'm like not a huge fan of really old movies. In my head, those are really old. Sorry, they seem really old.
They
at
are
first.
technically
They're
And
getting
then,
there
like,
now.
and super long movies. I have a short attention span, so that was always like no for me. But I've loved those. I'm so glad I gave them a
yeah,
shot.
and she loved those movies. We've just rewatched Shawshank last week, and just Meg giving these things a chance, even if she doesn't love them, has meant a lot to me. And like when I was in high school, Breaking Bad was coming out, and I watched the whole thing, and I loved that show. And we binged it last year. It was awesome.
It was so
and you know, I love Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and we haven't gotten to those yet. Because
Working on it.
I'm forcing. Meg doesn't know.
We're
Like,
trying.
think of all the biggest things in Harry Potter. She doesn't know about them, and so I'm like, listen, you have to trust me. Please read them first, please,
I'm trusting.
because
I'm
so we're
getting
getting there. But the most recent one was Meg has heard me and a lot of even you guys talk about Game of Thrones, and so Meg started Game
There
of
we
Thrones.
go.
there. I'm like episode 5 or 6.
Awesome.
And it's explicit
so-
in every way, but
it's so
I'm
intense.
Trying
It's crazy.
it. I'm really trying.
So that has meant so much to me.
That's a great
because
one.
I want, even if Meg doesn't like it, she's giving stuff a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other side, if she does like it, then I'm like, you're here with the rest of us now. This is awesome.
You're welcome for bringing
like
me here.
you can talk with us about these shows and reminisce on
Yeah.
characters dying and how sad that was, and you know, big moments that happened that everyone talked about. And yeah, I love that lately.
That was great. Beautiful.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, Meg, bring us home.
Okay, I'm bringing us home. Well, everything that Jaden said, Taylor also does. Like, I'll say my own too, but like, Taylor is. We went on a trip with some friends in Arizona a few months ago, and his mom like stopped and was like, "Do you?" And she asked me, I think, like,
My friend's mom.
yeah, his friend's mom asked me, like, is Taylor ever in a bad mood? Like, is he ever angry? Is he ever in a bad mood? And like, we've talked about that a lot since, but that phrase, I was just like, wow, yeah, like, I have been in a bad mood a lot in the last like year or two. Like, I mean, granted, I have gone through a lot. There's been a lot like in my personal life with my family and stuff, so it's been really hard, but Taylor just stays like pretty high up there. Not like he's bouncing off the walls, but when I'm going through hard stuff, he's just like so level-headed, like, okay, but then we can do this. Okay, yes, I understand that's hard, but we can still do that. You know, like constantly just finding the good in the situation. And even still, like, even if things are ever frustrating with any situation, you're still just finding like the best way to look at it instead of like, poor me. And then instead for me, like, I'm like, poor me, I don't have anything good to look for. You know, I get in like this, I'm like freaking Eeyore. And Taylor's like, it's fine. Like, that's not that big of a deal. Like,
Yes.
So anyway, I've been trying to implement this little rule. Like, I get if it's going to affect me in 5 years, I get 5 minutes to like think about it.
That's cool. I like that.
Perfect. I love
And
that. Yeah.
so that's something that's really great. My other thing that's like a little, which that is like a huge thing.
If it's
like,
not going to affect you in 5 years.
Sorry,
right?
did I say that backwards?
In 5 years, if this will
in
not be
5
an
years,
issue.
if it's not going to affect me and it's not too, life changing, then I get 5 minutes to be upset about it and 5 minutes to process it and handle it. Sorry.
love that.
I was trying to say that fast, but yeah, so that I think is awesome, and that is a huge, I don't want to skim over that because being positive is so hard for people to do, especially in relationships, especially going through hard times, and having gone through hard times like Taylor has, like that is such a good thing. But something like, to say something different, I love that no matter, and it means so much to me, but I know when we leave each other, like whether I would go do hair for a few hours, whatever it is, I know, and I can depend on it. And I love that I'm getting shot a text that's just like, "Hey Queen," with a heart, like, excuse me, like, "Hey Queen, how's it going?" Like, I just love that. I just, like, a few hours apart, I'm just like, oh, like sometimes
it's coming.
Sometimes I would be at work doing hair. I'm like, damn, it's been like 3 hours. Like, where is my "Hey
text?
Queen" text? And like, I love to just get the "Hey Queen," and we don't really text with emojis that much, but that one always has just a big old red heart or something. Like that first "hey" text, I love it. So anyway, those are
awesome. Cool. Well, I think we'll end there. I think that was a great episode.
We're not going to go to war over a debate.
I love the good vibrations right now.
Those are always so fun from the other side of the camera.
I know, but yeah, I feel like I want to keep the mood
vibes high.
Yeah, I want the people to leave this episode
Feeling
the
good.
listeners just feeling like, dang, that was awesome. So
go hug your partner, send them a "Hey
Yes.
Queen" text,
Yeah.
Hey Queen.
tell them, ask if they've eaten, check on them.
Yes.
Maybe we could do a settle the debate on the story or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So
Okay.
if you want to see which settle our debate we had planned, go to our Instagram page.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. If you made it this far, good on you, man.
Good on you.
You're a true
Yeah.
one. We love you. We appreciate you. You're our queen. You're our king. Can't thank you enough. Tune in next week, next Monday, for the next episode of Between Us. If you're sitting there right now and you're like, they missed something, go into the little description on this video, click the link, and submit your own question,
Please.
your own story. It really helps just kind of with the flow of the episode. So other than that, that's really all that we have. Thank you guys as
Yes.
well.
Thanks for having us on.
Your
Thanks for-
coworkers
Yes.
and your friends.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for
Oh,
watching.
I thought we were going to do a...
Oh,
Families are forever.